So, we need to talk about this. Now, for you racing fans who've perhaps been living under a rock for a while, allow me to fill you in. This man, yes, that's right, the man who charges you an extra £20 if you want to take on one of his airplanes, or an extra £5 if you, I don't know, want the luxury of not starving on your flight? Yes, that's Michael O'Leary to you and I. Well, good old Michael, who, within racing, is better known for his massive, ginormous Irish operation and ownership of Gigginstown, has decided, using the medium of his brother, to come out and have a few words to the BHA. Now again, for those who've been living under a rock for the last 2 years, one of Mr. O'Leary's major Gigginstown superstars is multiple national winner Tiger Roll. And for those who've forgotten who on earth Tiger Roll is, here's a little reminder.
In second place as they make the turn. Then behind these is Bless the Wings in third. Valsalido, Annabelle Fly is pulled towards the outside. Gasline Boy in sixth. Then See You at Midnight. And behind those, Road to Riches, 2 out in the National. And the Tigers come there cantering on the outside and jumps to the lead. It is Tiger Roll and Pleasant Company who head down towards the last with the Grand National. It would seem between them. Bless the Wings is back in third. Annabelle Fly is fourth. This is the final fence. Tiger Roll is over in front and is trying to now steal away. Pleasant Company in second, Bless the Wings, and Annabelle Fly and an Irish clean sweep. And it's Tiger Roll who is in full cry, leading by 5 lengths towards the elbow. Pleasant Company in second, Bless the Wings and Annabelle Fly towards the final 200 yards. The diminutive Tiger Roll senses a place in history. Pleasant Company in second, Bless the Wings and Annabelle Fly. They're finishing well strung out, but it's Tiger Roll for Gordon Elliott, and is the long wait for national winner about to end for Davy Russell. Pleasant Company's coming back. Tiger Roll hanging on. Just may have lasted as Pleasant Company surged at him late on. Bless the Wings and Annabelle Fly. It's tight third and fourth. Milan's Bar Bryony Frost home in fifth. Sixth for Road to Riches. Gasline Boy has crossed over the line as well, as has Valsalido, Burley on Rouge. It got desperate. I'm pretty sure Tiger Roll has held on, but in the final strides, it got mighty tight. Tiger Roll on the far side. It's officially, I think, a photograph as Pleasant Company surged at him as the tank began to end.
Now, Tiger Roll's achievements by winning 2 Grand Nationals, and not to mention a couple of cross-country races at the Cheltenham Festival, are by far some of the best in the sport to date. So, what is it, I hear you ask, has Mr. O'Leary decided that he's going to have a grievance about? Well, to give it a bit of context, back in November 2019, a reporter asked Mr. O'Leary whether or not Tiger Roll was likely to be, well, aiming for his 3rd Grand National win. Mr. O'Leary decided to reply, the chances of that possibly happening would be slim and none, if the handicapper didn't give him sufficient leeway. Now fast forward to just a week or so ago, and again, the Gigginstown team of O'Leary and O'Leary have doubled down on that statement, stating that whether Tiger Roll runs in the Grand National or not very much depends on the handicapper. We're not playing games, not at all. Now clearly the O'Learys have a figure in mind, but they're not willing to disclose that in regards to the weight that they want Tiger Roll to have. Coming out in the press and they've said, I have a figure in my head, but I'm not going to mention it. If he fits that figure, he runs, and if he doesn't, he won't be running. In essence, Gigginstown et al. Are playing hardball with the BHA and the UK handicapping system. And it's not the first time that Gigginstown have done this. Also, one of their own horses, Dallas de Picton, they kicked up a massive fuss about the weight that was given when coming over here to UK soil. Now, I understand that owners, and in any sort of sports, that every sort of competitor looks for their own individual edge, and a way of perhaps not beating the system, but getting that as much advantage as you can. I think personally that Gigginstown expected the BHA to, well, have this sort of a reaction.
What's happening? Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm! Wait. Everybody calm down!
Now, unfortunately for good old Mike, according to Nick Luck, it's unlikely that the Ryanair boss's tactics are going to work. Also, his bully boy threats haven't exactly endeared him to the racing public either. So, in conclusion, Mike, I know you have an air of self-importance, but it's hard to have much sympathy for you when, let's be honest, you end up with most of the national field anyway.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Let's not even mention the amount of maroon and white silks we see lining up in major handicaps in Ireland. Also, it's hard to have sympathy for a man who, and I genuinely mean this, has suggested the following: urging his flight attendants to lose weight, removing toilets from planes, offering porn on board, eliminating the co-pilot, having passengers load their own bags, and removing all the seats as various ways to save his airline money. I kid you not. For all you've obviously pumped a lot of money into the sport on the opposite side of the Irish Sea, you've pretty much enlisted Viking-style tactics when it comes to UK racing, just pilfering the prize pot and spending all of the proceeds back at home. If you've got to be the best, you have to beat the best. And if this legend can give the likes of multiple Gold Cup winners tons of weight, we want to see, as the racing public and fans, if Tiger Roll can do it too. It's a case of, well, like it all, Olympic, my friend. We'll see you in April.